Sort this out.
Yep, we're going to take a 1-minute break, and we will be right back. And we are back once again. Real quick, just to bring everybody up to speed on where we're sitting at the moment. Here are the brackets. These are, of course, available at ProGameX.com /WoW_tournament. You can look at them there yourself. But here's the brackets we're looking at right now. Welcome to EU, just taking that 2-0 against Linka Plays Lock Shaman. They're going to be going up against Say GG Please, which I believe is the next match that we'll be watching here. Say GG Please, of course, went 2-0 against Haxton Cleave. Waiting for whoever wins this next match in the lower bracket semifinals is waiting for Dampening. That's an RMP that we've seen do just an incredible amount of burst damage in their opener. The matches that they played against Welcome to EU were actually ridiculous. They were able to, in both of their 2 wins, those games were over in under a minute. The one game that Welcome to EU was able to survive that opener, they did end up coming back and winning. This was, of course, in the winners bracket round 2. So there is a possibility here, if Welcome to EU can beat Say GG Please, there's a possibility that they can get another shot at that in the lower bracket semifinals here, and even have they still have a very real chance to go ahead and win the tournament and that €900 prize.
I definitely feel like the Waiting for Dampening team, as much as they did take the win against the LSD, I feel like they're probably praying they don't win this next series just a little bit. I feel like it's definitely very challenging for them. They need to play almost near perfection, which they did. We're not saying they can't do it again, but if I was them, I definitely feel like they're going to be rooting for Say GG Please a little bit. So we're going to have to see which team can take the advantage here. Definitely an interesting matchup. It can go either way, just as we saw in the last game. Walrix, Zeepai, as well as Minpoke are all viable kill targets. And I do have both teams ready, so we're going to just be jumping right into the next series here of Say GG Please against Welcome to EU. Of course, starting on the Grand Arena once again as the first map of choice. I just need to make sure that my UI works. So we're just going to wait here, spin the gears. It is going to work. We're going to be jumping into the match right away. And again, it's going to be a Resto Druid Shatter play going up against an LSD. The LSD already showing that they can pretty much dominate a Holy Paladin Shatter play. So we're going to have to see how the Resto Druid class can add a bit of variety towards this comp.
Yeah, it definitely feels like in that last match, like I feel bad for Banana Split. If he had basically been a druid, I feel like they would have been in a much better place for the majority of that. The Resto Druid healing just does so much better in dampening. So we'll have to see how Say GG Please can deal with this. It's a team that we've seen a lot of up and downs from over this tournament so far, in just sort of having some issues early on and then coming back and playing flawlessly. But this match is just about to start.
Yeah, and we're going to be starting, again, this is in the Grand Arena here in 3, 2, 1. Let's see how aggressive the Shatter play is going to choose to play here. I'm going to be following Rainyfish to see how he decides to use his Invis, if he's going to use it at all. It doesn't feel like he's going to. He's just going to generate Icicles basically for free here. I don't know if this is necessarily smart of the LSD to do. I'm not sure exactly what they could do to stop it, but a clone onto Walrix. Rainyfish still just generating those Icicles, going to be biding his time, waiting for Wizardo to get those Shadow Orbs ready to go. But as I say that, Walrix is going to be popping that Demon, so he's going to get the dots rolling onto Wizardo and Rainyfish. Fish. Tree's doing a good job with his Mushroom, though, positioned very well to heal the entire team. Tree's repositioning here with Displacer Beast to heal Rainy Fish. The Solar Beam, though, coming out onto Wizardo in the middle. He's going to get out of that. Deep Freeze onto Minpoike. A Silence onto Zeepai. Zeepai is the target of choice. He's into the Ring of Frost on Minpoike, but Zeepai's just taking no damage. The Ironbark and Cenarian Ward before it, but a full clone onto Minpoike, and they're going to swap up to Walrix. He has no Ironbark and no Cenarian Ward. He's going to have to pop the Dark Regen. He's dipping so incredibly low here. He's just going to gate back, though. He's going to get back behind the pillar. He's going to be able to save that Dark Regen for now, and as I say that, Rainy Fish just taking an incredible amount of damage. The Shatter Play on the back foot. They're going to have to push back here, get in their Mushroom, just pick themselves back up and recover here, but an MCS onto Wizardo. He's definitely getting bolted down here, but he should be okay behind the pillar, but as I say that, a triple Shadow Fury into a full Fear onto Trees. He's choosing to sit this for now. Not going to be able to MD that. He does get the MD on the Fear. Nice play by Wizardo. A Deep Freeze onto Minpoike, a Fear onto Walrix, a full clone onto Zeepai, but a Hex onto Rainy Fish, an excellent Hex to peel all of that crowd control on Minpoike, but the Devouring Play coming out nonetheless onto Walrix on his Demon Soul with the MCS. A lot of damage, a full poly onto Zeepai, the Disarm onto Minpoike, but he's going to clone the Ironbark and Cenarian Ward on Walrix. A really nice clone by Trees there. Unfortunately, he wasn't exactly the most low HP at the time.
Yeah, very nice CC coming out of Say GG Please, just denying a whole lot of Walrix's Demon Soul there. And in fact, now he's in a full poly yet again. Wizardo's still taking a lot of damage, though. They know that they need to limit as much of that rot damage as they can if they want to be able to survive against this team. That's how LSD plays, is they slowly rot you low, and then the Elemental Shaman finishes you off with that crazy burst. Rainy taking a whole lot of damage, dipping down below 100k. He's going to have to block over here, sitting next to this gateway. Obviously, it's not his gateway, so he's going to have to sit back over here and try to heal back up. Wizardo now actually already extremely low on mana. He's been doing a lot of off-healing, and that's something that can be dangerous. He needs to get those Vampiric Touches out as much as possible. He does have 2 out at the moment, but he needs as much as he can to be able to recover that mana back again.
But Zeepai getting a lot of amazing hexes onto Rainy, and a full bash into that. He has no blink available. He's going to have to sit that. He gets the Ironbark, though. He should be okay for now. And as I say that, Zeepai in a lot of trouble. The Frozen Orb coming out. Shamanistic Rage is blown by Zeepai. He should be okay. Rainy choosing to trinket that offensively. He's going to get the Deep Freeze Ring onto Minpoike, but Zeepai's not in any danger anymore. The Fear Spam on Rainy is real. He's going to be able to recover. An MCS on the trees, so the Lava Bursts are coming out. Rainy in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to peel back here. A Fear on the trees. He might just go down. Will he get the block off? He's going to be behind the pillar in the Mushroom, using that Symbiosis Healing Touch. Nice use of the Mushroom there, blows it up, and as I say that, Walrix in a lot of danger. MCS with that Devouring Plague, he's gonna have to port back. Both teams just taking an incredible amount of damage, just throwing blow for blow here, but we're gonna have a little bit of a lull here. Deep Freeze onto Zeepai, though. He gets the Solar Beam onto Rainy. He's not gonna be able to connect necessarily right now, but no Shamanistic Rage is available. The Ironbark comes out onto Zeepai, though. Trees into the full Cyclone. Rainy taking a lot of damage, so the Lava Bursts are flying. 200,000 HP, the Temperature is enough! He's gonna have to get the block off. A full Fear onto Trees, a clone onto Wizardo. He's completely alone in the block, though. He's going to have to pull back. Trees, unfortunately, getting feared to the opposite side of the world right now. He's not going to be able to get back to Rainy for so long. Wizardo in the full fear. Trees desperately trying. He's going to get put into the full clone. His trinket not available. Rainy might just go down. He's spamming the healing touches behind a pillar with that Symbiosis. Walrix pushing in here. He's just going to get more clones on the Trees. Trees has the Heart of the Wild up, though, for healing. He should be able to pick him up. The Deep Freeze Poly on Minpoike, though. Maybe they can turn it around. And nice Tranquility. Unfortunately, gets Shadow Fury by Walrix. A full poly onto Minpoike, but there's no damage going out. A silence onto Zeepai. He cannot Sham Rage, but there's just no damage connecting. The Shatter Blade's just so much on the back foot.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they managed to survive through that, but just barely, and now Wizardo's completely out of mana. They are putting a whole bunch of damage into Zeepai right now. He tries to get a Hex out, is not able to. The Polymorphs have been relentless from Rainy. He's been doing an incredibly well job at peeling with those, but I don't know how much longer they can hold this out. Welcome to EO is just playing fantastically here. They haven't really been in too much danger, whereas there's been just so many situations where Say GG Please is in a position where they're about to Say GG themselves. Rainy taking a whole lot of damage, does not have a block available for another 20 seconds, so he's got to be really super careful. He's sitting here in that healing circle from the Druid, and does actually use his trinket there on that Fear, so he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Needs to be very careful. He's got 15 seconds on both Deep Freeze and his own Ice Block, so he's going to go ahead and pull back here and wait for a better moment to actually push out.
I agree with the decision to play defensively here. They got a lot done, but an MCS onto Zeepai, though. Maybe they're going to go aggressive here. Rainy is going to put the Deep Freeze onto Doomston on that NS. They're going to have to try and get that NS off. but a nice solar beam by Zeepai. They put Trees into a full cyclone, though. Wizardo in a lot of danger. He's in the middle of the map right now. I don't agree with this positioning. He's going to get cloned out here. Trees into the full cyclone. Rainy now the target of choice. He's going to have to blink back here, but he gets thunderstormed and he blinks into the middle of the map. I don't know what he's doing right now. He might just go down. Trees in the full fear. Rainy in a lot of trouble. His block is available. He's going to have to press it. Zeepai just coming out of a polymorph. Trees just coming out of a cyclone, but he's got a lot of work ahead of him. Trees is going to have to recover a lot of healing here. Wizardo to be incredibly low here. He has dispersion available. Nice deep freeze onto Bimpoike, but the grounding totem is going to ground the polymorph. Walrick's in a poly right now as we speak. Walrick's into the full clone, but we're going to see a bit of a reset here. Rainy is still just generating the icicles in the middle of the map. A nice fear onto Bimpoike, unfortunately overlapped. Nice Shadow Fury fear though onto Trees. We're going to have to see if the procs can get rolling here. Unfortunately, Wizardo is just completely tapped on mana. He has no vampiric touches up, so he's going to have to Divine Him. Really nice use of the Divine Him back here, but Walrick's popping that Demon Soul. He's up in the face here. He gets the Howl of Terror with a full clone onto Trees. He's getting those Demon Soul dots rolling on the entire team. As we speak, Wizardo at half HP. A full Hex on the Trees can Rainy dispel him. He does get the dispel off the Soul of the Force going up. Wizardo possibly has to disperse here. He's completely out of mana. I wouldn't disagree with him dispersing just for mana at this point. Symbiosis Ice Block out of Trees there. He gets Shadow Fury though, and feared. He has nothing left. Wizardo has to disperse here. He gets the dispersal, but as I say that, Rainy to be incredibly low. He has no block available. 100,000 HP. The Lava Bursts are flying. Will he go down? And he does.
Yeah, that was just an incredibly tense moment there all around. Welcome to EU's pressure has just been absolutely impossible for anyone to really deal with other than the RMP that they ran into. They're waiting for dampening earlier on, and we can see why in that particular matchup there was just so much constant pressure coming out there that Trees was just having a really hard time keeping up with that. The CC comes out, and his team just dips low enough that it's just so much work to top them back off after that. So very well played first game there from Welcome to EU to take the series to a 1-0.
Yep, definitely the place you want to be is the 1-0. Say GG please, obviously at the brink of extinction here in the tournament. I'm just going to be talking to them again to get their map decision here as we try to correct something here, I believe.
Yeah, and I've been having a little bit of an issue with the camera there. I apologize for that. I've been having some trouble with keybinds, and they're not actually allowing me to zoom in or out. So I'm going to try and see if I can get that sorted out. In just
I can fix. If you want me to tell you how to fix it, just use F1 and then S to zoom out and W to move in. But if you use 1, 2, 3, it won't work for some reason.
Okay.
So just use the F1. It should work.
Okay.
All right, I have a map decision here, so I'm just going to be queuing them up as soon as possible. Just getting their names plugged into the UI here,
Okay.
So we can continue moving forward.
Yeah, definitely a very exciting first match there. A lot of times with these LSD matches, you can see they just sort of drag on and people want to play, especially LSD versus a God comp. You can see it sort of drag on and people want to play super, super defensively. And there was certainly some defensive play there, but it was definitely like very, very still like what I'm trying to say is for this matchup, it was still very fast paced. So very exciting matches. I cannot wait to jump into this next one.
Yeah, and again, all of these shatter plays, for some reason, they love Tolvaron Arena. They always pick this. Whenever they lose, they always pick this. I guarantee you it's 100% they pick this map. And again, I don't see... I'm trying to understand their logic for it. Maybe they're just afraid for their Resto Druid Trees on a close quarter map. Obviously, avoiding the Howl of Terror is going to be very challenging for him. But at the same time, they give such an advantage to the LSD using that gateway with the amount of distance you get on this map. So all of these shatter plays seem to agree on the map choice. So I'm obviously wrong on this. So they feel comfortable on this. They all seem to, this is their go-to. They love Tolvaron Arena. There's obviously a reason for it. I'm just not understanding what it is at this moment in time, aside from assisting Trees to avoid those Howl of Terror fears. But the game's going to be starting here in 3, 2, 1. And again, we're going to have to see if Rainyfish decides to use that Invis. He hasn't yet once in this series. He just generally generates those icicles as well as Wizardo just gets those shadow orbs rolling so they can have their burst available as soon as possible. Like I was saying, they're just throwing some dots around here, but he's going to get the Invis off here behind the pillar quite delayed. We're going to have to see what he can get done with this. The Siphon being thrown into the middle of the map, but it gets wind sheared. It's going to get banished as well by Walrus. A nice CC on the Siphon there. I'm just going to eliminate that form of crowd control. Poly coming out of stealth onto Walrix. Deep freeze, palm ring onto Bimpoike though. That's going to land full. Z-Pie going to trinket there, pop the Sham Rage and the Stone Frame. He's going to be taking a lot less damage. But the Rainy Fish and Wizardo both blowing their trinkets, so they don't have that available. Z-Pie taking a lot of damage. A clone onto Walrix. A clone swapped over to Minpoike, though. Z-Pie's Sham Rage is about to fall off as I speak right now, but Wizardo just getting feared 3 times. A Disorienting Roar onto Minpoike, though. A Poly onto Walrix. He's going to Unbound Will out of that. They want to get some damage rolling here, but Walrix into the half clone out of the Unbound Will there. The Shatterplay definitely on the back foot, just back behind this pillar, trying to recover. Deep Freeze on him in Poke. Will he land the Polymorph? No, I don't believe. Yes, he will. He lands the full Polymorph. A nice clone onto Z-Pie. They're going to connect onto Walrix here, dipping to about 400,000 HP. A clone onto the Polymorph. Nice CC chain. He's going to have to pop the Dark Regen here. I believe he's going to have to pour it out as well. The Fear Spam coming out onto Wizardo and MCS as well. He should be able to recover at this point. Trees repositioning back here on the other side of the map. He's going to get those hots rolling. A Poly onto Z-Pie. A lot of damage coming out, but the Shatterplay getting those cooldowns out of the way. They're going to pull back. They're going to bide their time, wait for their Icicles, and wait for their Shadow Orbs to come up. Locking Z-Pie there, I believe, on a Lava Burst. He's dipping to about half HP, but there's no CC available from Minpoike, so, but a nice Cyclone there. It's going to hold him low HP and possibly clone off the Life Blooms. Walrix taking a lot of damage, though. The Shatterplay, they need to decide who they're going to commit to. I feel like if they're going to commit to someone, it needs to be the same person every time. Deep Freeze onto Minpoike. Healing, or Wizardo moving out for the Fear. He's not going to land it on Minpoike, but he lands it onto Walrix and MCS onto Minpoike. Z-Pie taking a lot of damage. He gets the Solarian Ward, but not the Iron Bark at this moment in time. Again, a nice Hex onto Rainy, a nice Fear onto Wizardo, a triple Shadow Fury, and a Fear onto Trees. Out of that, they're going to be taking a lot of damage there. They need to recover here. They need to pull back. The Lava Bursts are flying. Rainy dipping incredibly low. He's going to blink back here into the Mushroom. He should be safe now, but the Demon Soul coming out from Walrix there. The LSD definitely being very aggressive right now. Full rows of dots onto the entire Shatterplay. Deep Freeze onto Minpoike. Nice Palm Ring there. Wizardo taking a lot of damage, though. MCS on a Z-Pie, a full Fear onto Walrix. They're not going to be able to get out of that because Minpoike is in the Ring of Frost into the DR Poly. The Cyclone, unfortunately, getting Spell Lock there. Good Spell Lock by Walrix. Wizardo taking a lot of damage, though. Wizardo and Rainfish just incredibly low. Rainfish blinking back into the Mushroom, using that Symbiosis heal. He's going to have to heal himself up here a bit here with Trees. If Walrix can push in here out of the Cyclone and land a full Fear, it's definitely going to be very bad for the Shatterplay.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like you were right when you said earlier that they need to pick a target and stick with it. They seem to be switching a whole lot. Say GG Please does. They seem to be switching a whole lot between Walrix and Z-Pie, and it just doesn't really seem to be working out for them. They're now going back on Walrix yet again, but they're basically rotating through their opponent's cooldowns. There's the Dark Bargain going out. It is a pretty dangerous situation there for him, but looks like he's going to be fine with that Dark Bargain. Minpoike's still in a Poly, though. He could be in trouble. That Dark Bargain's going to start ticking. He's going to be taking that little bit of extra damage from that. And Minpoike now in a clone into a Silence. Walrix in trouble. He's in the Deep Freeze, but Rainy Fish is also super low, dipping down below 100k. He's going to have to block. That's going to stop the aggression from Say GG Please. So Welcome to EU is going to be able to recover from that a little bit. Nice life grip there from, I believe that was actually a Symbiosis life grip, to be able to pull him back here out of line of sight inside of that block. Very, very nice defensive play from Say GG Please.
Yes, Say GG Please. Going to recover back here with the Hymn of Hope, giving a lot of mana to his team, and Tree's actually getting a drink off. I wonder if someone DC'd here. I'm not sure why the LSE is actually just letting this happen. Wizardo getting those Lava Bursts just hucked at him right now. There's no dots from Walrix, though. Walrix actually playing very passively right now, and Rainy's going to be able to generate Icicles freely. Cyclone onto Walrix. Z-Pie seems to be the target of choice. A ring out of the Cyclone onto Walrix. Will it get dispelled? It does not trigger instantly, so he's going to be able to walk out of that. Rainy taking a lot of damage, though. He gets Solar Beamed on. He's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. Trees just dispelled a UA. The Chain Lightnings are flying in here relentlessly. He's going to have to stay behind the pillar. He's healing up his Water Ellie with that Frostbolt as it is right now. But I believe Walrix is definitely the kill target for the Shatterplay. They definitely seem to be dedicated to him, but they just can't break through his wall. He always has Dark Bargain. He always has those healing cooldowns available, and if he has them available, they just can't kill him. So they're gonna have to push in here. They're spending so much time playing passively, and it feels like it's gonna be in the favor of the LSD. Dampening starting to kick in here in about 9 seconds. The Spectral guy's coming out of Wizardo, though. He's gonna try and get a Fear here. Will he get it onto Minpoike? Nice entangling roots there by Z-Pie with his totem, but a Deep Freeze onto Minpoike. Will he land the Poly? He's gonna get the Palm Ring. He misses it. Minpoike is gonna be able to blink out of the ring. thing. Wizardo getting feared, though. He's going to Will of the Forsaken out of that, get the damage rolling onto Walrix, but he's going to get Shadow Fury on it, and MCS on Minpoke basically negated by Walrix there. Walrix going to turn it around with his Demon Soul. Stoneform coming out from Zeepai, though. He's taking quite a bit of damage here. The Frozen Orb coming out. Half HP, a nice Solar Beam onto Rainy, though. He gets Iron Barked by trees. He should be okay for now. A nice Fear onto Minpoke, though. Gets tremored instantly by Zeepai. Nice use of that. Wizardo dipping to about half HP. Trees in a full Fear. No Trinket. Wizardo could go down here if he doesn't get the Disperse off. Once again, a full call on Trees. 70k HP. He's behind the pillar, desperately trying to recover. Rainy trying to give him that healing touch, but he's going to have to Disperse. He gets the Disperse off at 40k HP, but Trees stuck on the other side of the map right now in a full bash. Wizardo's just going to go down now.
Wow, he waited so long to use that dispersion, and I felt like he should have used it way earlier. He would have come out of that in a much position than he did. He just understanding the situation that his healer was in. I feel like that was a bit of a mistake there from Wizardo, just waiting on that so long. So that's going to give the win to Welcome to EU 2-0 against Say GG Please. Was definitely looking a little bit more tense at points in that match than it was in the previous one, but still, this Welcome to EU. I mean, A, these guys are really, really strong players, and B, they're playing a comp that's really, really strong right now as well. So I want to say, like, this is not a terribly surprising outcome of this, but still, like, very, very tense matches.
Yeah, and we're going to be moving into the losers brackets semifinals, and I believe we decide. No, all of these teams that are left are going to be getting money, I think, as far as my understanding. So these three teams have secured it. So if you want to just take a second to look at the bracket here, I'm waiting for a bit of changes on the teams. They're going to be changing up some races, I believe. So we're going to have to wait for that.
Yep, just looking at the brackets real quick, that now puts Waiting for Dampening and Welcome to EU in a rematch from the winners bracket round 2 for the lower bracket semifinals. All three of these teams, Blue Laguna, Waiting for Dampening, and Welcome to EU, they have all earned their money at this point. The next matchup that we watch, which will be Waiting for Dampening versus Welcome to EU, the winner of that will go on to the winners bracket finals, the absolute grand finals, and the loser will take third place and that €300 prize. And the winner, again, will go on to the grand finals to face off against Blue Laguna to battle it out over €900 versus €600 for that first and second place prize. So these are definitely matches. Everybody at this point, like we say, has earned money, but it's just a question of how much now. You get to essentially at least double your money if you win the lower bracket semifinals here. So this is going to be a very exciting match just for that purpose, if nothing else. Also, it's a rematch. It's Waiting for Dampening versus Welcome to EU. Welcome to EU seemed like they had what it took to win last time around, but they were dying in that opener. We're going to have to look and see if that ends up being the same way again.
Yeah, and we're just waiting for the Minpoke's team to get ready and set up here. Obviously, they want to be as prepared as possible. They're going to be making some changes, so they want to make sure that everything's there, everything's keybound. You wouldn't want to go into the arena and be, oh, my Shamrage isn't bound.
Yeah.
We lost the first game. You don't want to start out that way. Definitely when you're in a situation where money's involved now. So we're going to have to wait here. They need about 5 minutes is what I'm being told. So maybe we want to just take a quick 1 minute break here.
Yep. We'll take a quick 1 minute break and be right back. And we are back once again here, getting ready for the lower bracket semifinals. Real quick while we wait, as one of the teams is just getting some final preparations in, I want to show you guys a little bit about the ProGameX.com website. If you go to this website and you sign up, It will ask you to activate various games on your account. You activate World of Warcraft. You click this WoW icon that appears in the upper right, and you come to this page. And there's all sorts of fun little services here. There's news, events, and streams, and so on. But this services page is particularly interesting. There's this coaching that's available, and these have been going fast. There was one of them up yesterday. There's now two up, and they've already both sold out. So these are definitely things that you want to keep an eye on in a hurry to make sure that you're going to be able to grab these as soon as they pop up. If you're interested, basically you get to play with the pros for a little bit. You see that like this one was made by Kitch, this one was made by Red Hot. These are guys that know what they're doing, and they'll actually give you a little bit of coaching, teach you how to play a little bit better. Coaching in general is something that we see in all sorts of esports as a way for these guys to make a little bit of extra money for themselves, which is fantastic, and B, just a way for people to up their game a little bit. So definitely check this out. It's going to be pretty cool, and definitely something that's worth looking into.
Yep, and we're still waiting here for the team of Welcome to EU. And of course, as I was saying, you don't want to be going into this next match with something unbound or something not jammed or missing a glyph. So they're going to be going over all their ABCs and their 1, 2, 3s just to make sure that everything's there. Definitely a very tense matchup, and it's going to be a rematch between these two teams. We saw them fight in the second round of the winners brackets, and Waiting for Dampening taking a very explosive first game, killing Mimpoike within the first stun rotation. So we're gonna have to see if Mimpoike is gonna choose to play more conservatively and not get caught out like he did in that first round. I definitely feel like Waiting for Dampening, the RMP, needs to be on their A game. They need to be polished, awake, drink a lot of energy drinks or coffee or something. They have to be pumped. They
Yeah.
have to be raring to go to push through all of the defensive cooldowns that are available to the LSD.
Yeah, we saw in the last rematch that they had. I'll go ahead and pull up the brackets again here real quick. We saw in the last match that they had in the winners bracket round 2, Welcome to EU was able to take a game as soon as they were able to live through that opener, and they actually had tried something a little bit different in terms of like stacking stamina on I believe it was Minpoike that ended up going for an extremely high stamina build, and that may be what they're actually working on doing right now, is getting that set up again, because they know that it's going to be so much burst coming in them on this opener. Waiting for Dampening plays the RMP opener so flawlessly. They line up all of the CCs absolutely perfectly, smoke bomb at the exact right moment, just to make sure that A, they can't be peeled, and B, there can be no external healing coming in on their kill target. It's just basically you versus all three of them. And even the priest in the chastise chakra just putting out as much damage as possible. It's just well for them so far.
Yeah, and I've got the ready from both teams, so I'm just letting them both know that they're each other are ready. We're gonna be starting the losers bracket semifinals here to decide who will go up against Blue Laguna in the grand finals. Of course, starting once again on the Grand Arena. It's going to be an interesting matchup for RMP against LSD. We've already seen these teams fight. Waiting for Dampening taking the win earlier on in the winners bracket. Let's see if they can do it again here on the Grand Arena in the losers bracket semifinals.
Yep, one thing, just setting up these team names. They have gone with all different names of the actual
Yes.
players. So once we're in here, if you can run through those real quick,
That
just so
is
we're all
going to
aware of
be
who's who.
Zpi on the top left